Welcome to This Week in West Hempstead, sponsored by Spiegel Law PC, 516-873-1683, Tiffany Dry Cleaners, I&D Glot Market, and Reister's Bakery. Here are your hosts, David and Norm. Take it away, gentlemen.
All right, thank you, Dan and Norm. Great to be back in the studio.
Absolutely. Beautiful day. Absolutely beautiful day.
I was looking out of our studio window or monitor, and I saw a cardinal feeding on the bird feeder. So
wow.
Starting to come back, feels like spring's in the air. And
yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's all good.
Just in time for it to go down to like 30 degrees next week or something?
Nah, come on, don't.
All right, I'll be cheerful about it.
Debbie Downer. All right, so Purim is approaching, and just a quick shout out to I&D. It's your Purim and Passover superstore headquarters for anything you can think of for the holidays.
They have great gift baskets, presents for kids. It's really a fun time.
Yeah. So let's just dive in. Rabid raccoons. We can't get rid of them. So there was a post that actually didn't really get much attention, but someone wrote on social media. She said she was looking at her backyard. She saw a raccoon which seemed to be in distress, and then shortly after, the raccoon died, and the health whatever came over and checked it out, and of course the raccoon was rabid. So I mean, it's a serious issue in West Hempstead, and it seems like they're here.
They've been talking about this for quite a while. They've been setting traps, and I think it's been a public notice for a while. And it's not just the raccoons. I mean, you have to assume that the squirrels are also infected. You have to say.
Oh no, my raccoons are so happy. They're just they're running around. I don't think they're. I try to get as much squirrels. And I have a neighbor who has a black cat, and I don't have the dog anymore, so I have them all run around in the back to kind of guard against the raccoons. I don't know.
So the animal revolt is underway already. Is that what you're saying?
I really don't want to put on my catcher's mask and go out there.
Now, just be careful about the wild animals. They're not as wild as they look.
No, they are. They're wilder than they look.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, but I'm saying people mistake it as a friendly kind of a.
Oh yeah.
It's not. It's just not.
So, speaking of wild people, people in West Hempstead seem to be throwing garbage, presumably into what looks like planters.
Right.
And Maureen Mahoney, who's the head of the Civic Association, put up a post out of frustration saying, look, there's two side-by-side pictures. One that was, a planter, and the other one which was a garbage can. And in the planter, there was a water container, and it looked terrible. And, I don't know, what do you think's going on?
Well, the best fix for they look very much alike. Yeah. The best fix for this is, please, adopt a planter. Plant something in it. You're part of the community. If somebody would come by and water it every once in a while, that'd be terrific. Maybe a store would be involved. But the planters cost between $2,000 and $3,000. They were donated. And I think it would be very nice if somebody just would plant in them. Yeah. People wouldn't think about throwing garbage in if there's a pretty bush there.
Yeah, the two places that I've seen this most often, the library, where they've got a bunch out there. They've got a sign in there that says, this is not a garbage can, please go find it. And also Reister's, I think, has got one or two up there, and people are just, they're ignorant and not paying attention.
And to your point, the garbage cans look like the planters. They're almost identical.
They are.
And when they're throwing out garbage, people don't necessarily read signs.
No, that's why it's important. If there's something planted in it, there won't be space for your cup.
I know, but it's. I think someone suggested that they paint the garbage cans a different color. Maybe that will help. I don't know. I mean, it's got to be something, because I think in the 2 seconds that it takes someone to throw garbage out, they just throw it out, and they do look alike.
So this is my week for Mr. Debbie Downer. Like, every time I'm out in the car and I see somebody throw something out the window, I'm like, are you that thoughtless? And the answer is yes, people are, and we'd like to ask people to be a little less thoughtless.
100%, especially when they get to Nassau Boulevard, they get off the highway and they're ready to go from 0 to 60, floor it, throw garbage out the window. It's like it sucks. All right, anyway, just a little change of pace story. Kash Patel, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, he was confirmed as the FBI director last week. I think it was Thursday.
Yep.
But the thing that I thought was really interesting was that he's a local. He comes from Garden City High School. He's a graduate. and it's pretty cool. That,
Yeah, planning to change the FBI. I don't know what that means. Do you have any idea?
What is it any different than every single organization within the federal government? I mean, they're changing everything.
He says they're gonna focus on law enforcement. I thought that's what they did.
Yeah,
From day one.
I think they did, and let's not get let's not go into politics. We're just happy that a local. I was just pointing it out that local boy is in the FBI directorship, and we wish him well. Another local boy, we got Bruce Blakeman. Yeah, so
he's running again.
He's running again, and for his bid for Nassau County executive, and he basically made that announcement. I think it was 2 days ago in Massapequa, and he had a big group come out at the American Legion Post. And listen, he's pretty popular these days.
Blakeman earns his money. I mean, he's out there all the time pushing the envelope and trying to make life better in Nassau County. So I think he deserves the popular vote.
Yeah, and really, we kind of poke fun at him about the deputies and all that other stuff.
I don't get that at all. It doesn't.
But you know what? When I see those convoys of cars, police cars running around with the 5 lights and with the lights going, you kind of see them all the time. I like that. I want to see a convoy of 20 police cars with.
No, it's a show of force. They're moving stuff around. They're mobilizing and practicing mobilizing. They're letting everybody, all the cops know where all the important areas are.
Yeah.
Schools, churches, synagogues, and they make the rounds.
Yeah.
It just makes sense.
It's great.
Yep.
This is a weird story. It was covered in the Post, and it was covered in Newsday, and it's a story about a former Nassau County detective who was allegedly working with a crime family, the Bonanno crime family, and he's up on charges, and basically I don't even know what the story. Dan, help me out with the story.
So as I understand
gambling, right?
He's playing muscle. At least that's what's alleged. The trial is on the way. He was coming in and supporting certain crime families' gambling establishments. These are sort of off the beaten path,
right?
And coming in and I don't know, roughing up, but certainly
Well, they had raids or something like that.
Something like that. The big part about this that is of interest to us is that one of the places that he kept raiding is in Lynbrook, and I actually looked it up, and if you know where that UA movie theater is on Merrick Road, it's like 4 stores down from there.
Oh, and wow.
I drive past it all the time on my way down to the Five Towns, a couple of blocks north of the Lynbrook train station, so this is a very local story, although I think there were some other places besides Lynbrook. But,
was that ice cream parlor? Or,
it's some sort of gelato place or the other, and as I understand it, the gelato place is fine, it's just around the back. There was some other alternative entertainments.
Gelato and blackjack. Sounds great.
There you go. Well, listen, I think it goes together. Just a quick check on sports. The boys basketball Rams, they had a decisive 70-44 victory over the Lynbrook Owls, and that marks their 3rd consecutive win. The next playoff game is scheduled for March 5th, and boys basketball keeps rolling.
It's time for a break.
All right, let's do it.
Tiffany Dry Cleaner is ready to handle all your cleaning, laundering, and dry cleaning needs. We offer free pickup and delivery Sunday to Friday in all communities. Give us a shout.
All right, we're back. So Norm, I was taking a walk the other day. Weather is good. Now you can go out and walk. I was looking walking down Hempstead Turnpike, and
stores, right?
Pretty much across from the Capri, and it's the Epic escape room building, and it's up on the 2nd floor. But on the ground floor, which used to be an office of, I forgot, a furniture place, they now opened up a 99-cent in Party Town store. Or actually, it was about to open up. They got the sign. It looks like it's fully stocked, so I'm not sure. But what can you buy for 99 cents these days? They all got to be like, it's got to be a store full of crap. I mean,
so there are more than one store like that in town. I mean, there are at least a couple. between here and Elmont, so it's popular. I mean, you can save money on simple stuff, I guess, paper goods and things like that.
I will tell you that, like, the dollar stores are now $1.25. The other thing is, Davey sent us a picture earlier, and I guess with Party City going out of business, they're not concerned about trademark infringement.
Yeah, the sign looks identical. So,
Do you remember when there's a 5 and 10 cent store?
Yeah, okay. Woolworths. Now we're going to go fade way past black and white.
Yeah, wait, is FDR running for president again? Are we back?
No, we're back to Teddy.
We go to the automat.
I mean, what can you do with a penny or a nickel anymore? And a penny costs more than a penny to make. It doesn't make sense.
Although, the Horn and Hardit automats were probably one of the greatest inventions ever.
I loved them.
42nd Street and 2nd Avenue, boy, that was...
Yeah, I remember the women used to make change with a handful of quarters, or nickels rather. They could figure out exactly what was in their hand, and in 2 seconds they'd give you the change.
So now the under 40 crowd is saying, like, automat? We just lost most of our audience.
Maybe it's the under 80 crowd.
Under 80 crowd, yeah.
It was the first instant food. You could walk into a restaurant and your food was sitting there.
We're going to do a separate podcast about this.
Pre-microwave days.
Okay, and we got a Purim Festival coming up at the Young Israel West Hempstead's Bruce Wenger Youth Department, and that's going to be taking place this Sunday at 1 p.m. It's going to be held at Hank 1609. 609, sorry.
That's a good time for a shout out to the churches in the community. We don't hear from you in terms of what kind of events you have. We've reached out to a number of churches in the community for interviews and speaking to them. If you have an event that you'd like us to announce, please let us know.
Yeah, for sure. And we got Easter coming up, and I think it's Fat Tuesday coming up, like real soon, because Restorers is making these cakes.
The king cakes, I think, is coming out soon.
Yeah, that's so cool.
What's a king cake?
Go to Restorers and you'll figure it out. No, it's part of the Mardi Gras exercise, and very colorful.
It's a very colorful cake, and it has some sort of like toy inside of it. It's like a whole thing. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's,
That's next week's expose. We'll go to Restorers.
All right. Library events. We got Financial Friday coming up this Friday. Join Rory Pinsky. He's an investor from Satira Investors, 11 to 12 p.m. And I think it's going to be a Zoom type of thing. So
he's talking about IRAs, and everybody should be thinking about that. So why not tune in? And
your tax consequences. Yeah, it's a really big deal. And this is for Joe Verone. There's beach cleanups that are going to be taking place this spring. They'll be taking place at the Lido Beach and Point Lookout. I think the first date is coming up April 27th, and then there's May 31st. You can register online with the Town of Hempstead site, and that should be really, really good.
Yep.
And, we just talked about Restorers, Dan. I think they're still celebrating Cherry Month over there?
It is, in fact, still National Cherry Month. This week they got 6-inch pies and 3-inch, I think they're called tarts or something like that. They looked very similar, but they look delicious. They're both on sale. Those little pies are great if you need a little pick-me-up and you don't necessarily want to sit there and eat a whole big pie. But go into Restorers, and they got great stuff for National Cherry Month.
Great.
And Creative Corner.
Yeah, Creative Corner. So, they always got something going on over the weekend, especially Saturday nights. And this Saturday night they have a Coincidence Machine, which would be really, really exciting. And, they get filled up really quickly. So if you plan on going, get there early, and it's usually $10 at the door, and everyone has a great time.
And it's actually voluntary. If you can do it, great.
Yeah. So I think that's going to wrap it up for this week in West Hempstead. For squirrels and raccoons all over West Hempstead, we want to wish you well and enjoy your week.
Enjoy the weather.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Please be sure to visit our sponsors, Spiegel Law PC, Tiffany Dry Cleaners, I&D Glot Market, and Reester's Bakery. To find out more or to reach out to us, come visit us on social media at Facebook and Instagram, or visit our website at westhempsteadecho.com.